Hey, what's going on, YouTubers, fellow Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, any rideshare drivers out there? My name's Nick Corona. I'm a rideshare driver in Atlanta, Georgia, some of you may know, and I'm making this video today to give you all my advice and let you know what I do with my insurance. What inspired me to make this video is I was taking an Uber the other day, and I don't know about you guys, but when I get in an Uber, I just can't wait to talk to him about Uber. It's what I do all the time, so, it's always fun. And somehow we got on the topic of insurance, and I found out this kid was paying $240 a month for insurance, and that really blew my mind. And when we started talking, it was because he had commercial insurance, he had rideshare insurance, as many places offer now. But I just couldn't believe the price because myself, I pay $140 a month. I have a 2010 car. I'm 27. I could probably find a better rate somewhere, but that's what I have. I have Progressive. I have full coverage, and that's important. You guys have to have full coverage, and we'll get to that in a minute. So anyways, that really blew my mind because I don't have that. So it made me want to look into it a little bit further and see if what I'm doing is right, because I believe it is, and see what's going on and why people are paying this price and what do you get for it. So I should probably start with how Uber's insurance works. Uber has the ride split into what they call periods, and there's 3 periods. First period, and this is important, first period is when you go online. So as soon as you go online and you're waiting for that ride, you are in first period. Second period starts when you accept that ride and you're driving to pick them up. When they get in your car, that's the beginning of third period. And when they get out, that's the end of the trip. So basically, first of all, as long as you have insurance, Uber kind of copies your insurance as far as if you have liability, they only give you liability. If you have full coverage, they provide full coverage. So, like I was saying earlier, you want to make sure you have full coverage no matter what. Now, Uber in every state covers you during second and third period. You're covered, as in you can use them whether you're at fault or not. When you're in a trip, you can look at the waybill and see the insurance info. It'll say, James River, and it'll have all the information. So, if you get in an accident or something during second or third period, meaning traveling to someone or while you have people in your car, you can use Uber's insurance, and it's not bad insurance. It's $1,000 deductible. So that's not the best deductible in the world, but it's included. With being a driver and having your own insurance, they give you that. So they don't cover you during first period in all states. It's different for states. I noticed Georgia has some coverage during first period. Now, here's where things get a little fishy. I don't see why you would ever use your own insurance, with all that being said. So I don't know why you would ever want to have commercial insurance. You're not going to tell them you're Uber driving because, that's common sense. You wouldn't call your insurance company and tell them you were going to go do 200 miles an hour on the highway, would you? But if you went and did 200 miles an hour on the highway and got into a wreck, your insurance company would insure you and buy you a new vehicle, right? But on the same hand, if you went and did 200 miles an hour on the highway and got pulled over, you would get a bad speeding ticket, maybe a super speeder or whatever it's called in your state, and your insurance could drop you for that. Okay? It's the same thing with Uber. If they catch you doing it, they could drop you with it, but that doesn't mean if something happens, they're just not going to cover you. And that's my point. There's no situation where with people in the car, you should use your own insurance. You, at that point, should go through Uber. If it's not your fault, then cool, you're just using that insurance, and it's not going to raise your rate. So there's another advantage right there. And it'll go through them. In worst case scenario, you pay $1,000, your insurance never gets touched. And the little controversial point, the first period, if you're logged in waiting for a ride and you get in an accident, which I don't know why you'd be driving around too much during first period anyways. But I mean, then just claim it on your insurance and say you were driving to work. I mean, that's not a lie, right? It just doesn't make sense to me why you would have that commercial insurance. You know, he's paying $100 more a month than me. That's $1,200 a year. So you're paying $1,200 a year for the security of knowing that if something happened, your insurance wouldn't drop you. Okay, so I'm saving $1,200 a year, and if something happens to me and they drop me, I'm gonna just spend 15 minutes and call Geico and get Geico instead. I don't see what the big deal is. But it all comes back to my point, guys. When would you ever call your insurance and be like, I got in an accident with people in my car? You wouldn't. You'd be using Uber's insurance. So, you know, in my opinion, if you're paying for commercial insurance, you are literally double insuring yourself. The only advantage that I could personally find out of that is a better deductible, you know? So what, you want to pay $100 a month, $1,200 a year to have a better deductible when something does happen? Okay, but you're still paying an extra $1,200 a year, and you have to pay the deductible on top of it. Just by me not doing that and having regular full coverage personal insurance, I'm saving more than the deductible. I didn't have an accident last year, but I could have, and I still would have came out $200 on top of people with that insurance. You know, so just look into it, guys. If you have rideshare insurance, you know, you might be paying for double coverage. You don't need two insurances for when people are in your car. What? Then you're choosing between which one you want to use? Unless you're getting in like 3 accidents a year and you're not a great driver and they're your fault, I just don't see it. So don't be wasting money, guys. You know, get personal insurance and go with it. You know, think about it. If you're a new driver, you're a new person, you just go through the steps, you sign up for Uber, you get approved on your background check, you get a car, they're saying, okay, what kind of car do you have? Well, let's see your registration, let's see your insurance. They ask for your personal insurance. You give it to them. They look at it, they approve it. So I mean, right there at that point, it's like you're good. They tell their riders they're insured. They're approving you to go. At that point, it sure seems like Uber's taking quite a bit of liability by approving you. So, you know, if you were a brand new driver and you went activated and got in a wreck, hell yeah, I think Uber would have your back and pay for damages and whatnot. I just don't see there being a threshold, guys. I don't see there being, okay, well, you know, he only Ubers once a month, so he's going to stay on personal. Well, okay, I Uber once a day. Well, do I need, you know, commercial now? Well, twice a day. Now do I need commercial? I don't, there's no invisible threshold of all of a sudden, oh, you're full-time doing this, now you need commercial. You know, we're not employed, we're independent contractors, and I think everyone should take advantage of what Uber has to offer. That's some really good insurance, and I hate to see you guys wasting money, you know, throwing it away. So I hope that, you know, I can save someone some money out there, and that you guys can get it all figured out. And like I said, I know that there's someone out there who has the commercial insurance, the rideshare insurance, because it helps them sleep at night. And hey, that's fine. Keep it. You know, do whatever works best for you. I'm just giving you all my 2 cents, what I do, why I think it's legit, and, you know, just giving you my advice. So until next time, guys, drive safe and have a good one.